Okay.
All right, everyone, thank you for coming. This meeting is just mostly a brief, informative session to talk about what the game plan is for VBS and answer any questions so that we can all be on the same page. And then we'll hopefully get to decorating.
Want the next slide?
So this is the rough schedule for each night. I have a printed out schedule for every leader and every station leader. So what will happen is there will be a registration table in front of the church. The Nichols are manning that primarily, and so they will be more informed about check-in procedures. But ideally, parents will not be coming into the church. They will check their children in front of the church, and then the children will be escorted in, and that just kind of helps align with some of the safety policies we were talking about with the officer last week. So everyone will begin in the sanctuary together. That'll be roughly 20-30 minutes. So we'll do the songs. Miss Laura is kind of heading a lot of that up. We will do a boys and girls offering challenge, and then whichever gender wins at the end of the week will get to pie someone in the face, me if I'm here, and then maybe Nicholas if I'm not here. So that'll just kind of be our gathering, bring morale up, and then we'll rotate stations. And so I have more details about where each station is located, and then every leader will have their personalized station rotation list in their folder. And then for the last 20 or 30 minutes, we'll all meet back in the sanctuary together, kind of do a closing prayer, maybe sing the theme song one more time, and then parents will come back to the registration table to check their children out. So again, we're not having just a swarm of parents coming in and us not being able to keep track of who is in the building and who's out of the building. So family night, we'll have a little bit of a different schedule. We'll have the bounce house being delivered. We'll begin grilling a little bit earlier that night. Volunteers won't necessarily all have to be here at 5 that night, but if we could have some people here around that time, that would be helpful. And so we'll have a closing assembly where parents and families are invited to come in together. That'll last 20-30 minutes. Maybe Timo or someone will do a cumulative prayer for the week. We'll sing some of the main songs again. We'll do the offering challenging results. And then I would like us to have a closing video ready. So throughout the week, please snap as many pictures or little video clips as you can. I have asked that all parents fill out a social media waiver, so we are covered in that regard. And we'll just double check and make sure we're not posting anyone that we don't have permission to. I think so far everyone has given permission though. But we'll send all photos and videos to Nicholas. We'll make sure you have his number, and that way that video can be shown that night. And then after that closing assembly, we will go to dinner, bounce house fellowship. Again, if you ordered a VBS t-shirt, this is a great time to wear it so that we can connect with the parents of the children that we've been serving. And then, of course, we will need some cleanup help at the end, and we'll also have snow cones. So we do still need a few hands to help with luau night. So next, I wanted to explain a little bit more about these bags. So if the child pre-registered, their bag is already made and will be sorted into a box by grade. So the child's name is on the back of the bag with their initial. If you open the small zipper pocket, you will find the child's name tag. The child's name tag color will match their leader's color. Now, one thing that's really important for you to know is if a child's name has a star next to it, it means that child has a diagnosis or allergy that we need to be aware of. So then if you'll just flip it over, that way it's not available for everyone to see, kind of confidential, you can quickly see the note about what we need to know about that child. Then if you have more questions, we can have someone pull up their specific form. But this is Micah's, for example. Micah's allergic to red dye, so it says red food dye allergy. So then obviously that only would apply primarily to snack station. So the snack people would need to be aware of that before they served her food. Then if you open the main compartment of the backpack, you will see the child's t-shirt. We are encouraging the children to wear those, as many nights as they can and would like to. And then there will be a variety of themed swag. So there might be a beach ball. There's the nightly themed bracelet. a tattoo, and then there are these pins. So the children should start out with 2 pins, the VBS theme pin and the day 1 pin, and then each night they come, their leader will give them that subsequent night's pin. So we could encourage the children to pin it on their bag, and it can just kind of be something they're proud of, wow, look, I've collected all 5 pins. So those will be in there. Just make sure they're not, poking themselves or poking their friend. We may have to take them if they do. But that should be pretty simple about the bags. The allergy is the main thing. And then if the child did not pre-register, I do have some blank bags filled, and we will just need to add a t-shirt to that bag when the parent completes the registration at drop-off. And so t-shirts are first come, first serve. And so if we run out of, youth medium, for example, we can offer a youth large, but, people are aware that if they don't pre-register, that does not guarantee them a shirt. And then volunteers have a separate pack. Most volunteers have a fanny pack, a name tag, and sunglasses. If you are a team leader, your tag matches your crew. Then if you are snack, outdoor rec, music, your tag is just an arbitrary color depending on what we had available. But team leaders, your badge does match your team, and that should help if a kid gets mixed up or isn't sure where to go. They can hopefully try to find someone that matches their color. Ideally, you'll wear your fanny pack and your shirt if you got one as many nights as you can. It's just kind of fun and boosts morale. And then as parents, or community members are driving by and they see us, they can see that we look engaged. So this is just really quickly telling you where your station location is. So Craft, they will meet in Miss Chelsea's Sunshine Friend classroom. That's the one across from the men's bathroom. And we're gonna meet there because there is that conjoining sink. So it will be easy for Craft to clean up and for kids to wash their hands. Recreation will be on the playground unless weather interferes. If so, they will unfortunately have to come into this half of the parish house. Ideally, we'll not have rain and that won't be a problem. Snack will meet here at the parish house. Lesson will begin in the sanctuary. So Pastor Mary has been sent the nightly clip for each rotation's lesson. Those range from roughly, 4 to 6 minutes, I think. And then you will proceed to the Sunday school classroom, the big one downstairs, to discuss the lesson in more detail or to do the activities associated with the lesson. But you'll watch the provided clip in the sanctuary with just your small group. And then registration, like I said, will take place in front of the church, and we are encouraging parents not to come in for safety. Now, if it is a young child on the first night, for example, and the kid is not going to come if the parent doesn't come in, we can be a little bit flexible, but without being rude to parents, we want to ensure that they're, reassure them their child is safe, things are secure, but for safety, we need to know who's in the building. I just think that that's going to be important. And that also means, we're not encouraging parents to be let into the playground during outside recreation, that, we really need parents to check their child in and out in a uniform way.
When you say can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When you say in front of the church, do you mean Chestnut Street entrance?
Yes, the main
Between us
entrance
here.
will have the registration table.
The main 2 red doors of
Okay.
the sanctuary.
And we have themed signs, and we can point people in that direction. So this is the menu for each night. No one from Snack is here tonight, but just as a heads up, and they have been provided this. So we are going to prioritize feeding the kids, obviously, but then volunteers are welcome to eat after the kids have been fed. So we're calling it heavy snack. We do not want to refer to it as dinner, just so that no one can complain if their child wasn't served a specific element. So like if a night doesn't have dairy, we're not going to, be in a position where parents can say, well, you said you were feeding my child a full meal, and then you didn't give them a vegetable, or for example. So snack will be more aware of this, but just as a basic overview, it'll be pizza, carrot sticks, and ranch. And then each night, these kind of correspond with the theme, and they're just kind of fun, just to make the kids realize that, every station, people have gone into caring about them and investing that they're here. So a little bit more work on snack crew, but I do think it is meaningful. and it'll encourage the kids to have fun. And some of the kids, you know, are kids that may not get a full dinner otherwise. So this is a good opportunity to, you know, to provide them a chance to get some different nutrition. There will be a daily devotion for adults mailed out each morning of VBS. This devotion corresponds with the lesson that the kids are learning. And this is just another way for us to connect everyone in the church with VBS and for us all to be reflecting and praying and joining together in worship. So feel free to, or try to prioritize checking your email during VBS because you will get this daily devotion. So this is more details on craft. I don't think anyone from craft is here either. But they have more specific details on this. But just take a look. You can see some of the fun things that the kids are going to be making. It is important to note that because of the rotating schedule, not all groups will, you know, go to snack first, then recreation first, then craft, you know. So on the first day, 2nd and 3rd grade will not be able to race their boats in outdoor rec because they have craft, or they have outdoor rec before craft. So craft people, please note, they will need to race their boat in your station. That means they may not have time to make the wave bottle, depending on time. So just know that. And then for 4th and 5th grade team leads, we have an extra craft for your team. It is a themed prayer journal. I would recommend doing it later in the week after you've talked more about prayer, or doing it the first night so that you can practice using it with the children each night. So leaving it here and using it during your lesson time, and then having the kids take it home each night. So I would do that first or towards the end. I wouldn't do it like night 2. So that's up to you, 4th and 5th grade station. You have your daily lessons, and so you can just pick and choose where you think that would fit in best. So one item we really need for craft is sturdy water bottles for the wave bottle. The smart bottle design works well. I've been chugging these. They are a little bit pricey. So if you happen to drink smart water, it'd be fabulous if you would save us your bottles. But we're at the point that even if you have another sturdy brand of water bottle, that is fine. We just don't want like the great value, crinkly, thin water bottle. So if you happen to drink smart water, fantastic, but if not, any other sturdy water bottles you have would be great. We probably need about 25 to 30 more to be safe.
I think the Hint water bottles are a good sturdy.
Yes, that would be a good one too.
So I'll go dig mine out of my recycle bin.
Yeah, thank you, that would be great. Yeah.
They're also delicious.
Mhm.
Yes, Nicholas does love those. So for decorating ideas, our theme is make waves. So we're doing, you know, beach, ocean, family night is obviously the luau. What I would like, I'm very flexible on decorating. I'm by no means trying to be a control freak on it. I do want to have this game set up in snack over here so that if kids do not want to eat, if a kid, you know, has a dietary restriction that kind of makes it challenging for them to eat what we have, or if they just get finished early, they can play this giant tic-tac-toe. So I have all the materials, but I would like that set up in this area of the parish house. Everything else I'm pretty flexible on. And then in the lesson classroom, so the Sunday school classroom, I would like the tables folded and the chairs moved away, and I would like us to have the kids sit on beach towels, just so that we're with the theme, and that also can help kids that have trouble staying in their own space or have trouble keeping their hands to themselves. You know, you can kind of remind them, oh look, this is your area. So it kind of creates a natural boundary for students. But I just think that's kind of a fun way to incorporate the theme even in the lesson room. And then, you know, we can put them in a circle shape if it's something that we need to go around the room. But I do like the idea of, instead of chairs, doing the beach towels.
That's the last one.
Does anybody have any questions about the game plan or the week?
Do you need
Yeah.
people to bring beach towels, or how?
If you have them, sure. Yeah. We have some at our house, but if anyone wants to bring them, that would be great.
Okay.
And then also for snack people, I have started putting each night's ingredients in a separate area in the parish house for you, so you're not having to dig. So that will hopefully ease some of the time commitments on snack people. And then snack people, we just need to think about some of the nights the snack might need more time to prep. So that might mean starting something before you leave the night before. So like on the Jell-O night, which it's the first night, so that's okay. You know, we can't come in 30 minutes before VBS and think the Jell-O's gonna set. So just kind of before you leave for the night, maybe you wanna start the pudding or something on that night.
Mhm.
So the times for VBS is 5:30 to 8:30, right?
Yes.
So it's a hard, start at 5:30 when we're allowing people to come in.
The start is
5:30.
5:30, so when should volunteers be here that first night? Did you say 5?
5 would be ideal, especially that first night. Now, I think Ben Nichols in particular, is going to be here at least, 15, 20-ish minutes early each night to register those new children. And he will be registering them electronically so that all of the kids are registered on the same platform.
But you have the opening assembly starting at,
So it needs to be sooner, or we'll be using that whole opening assembly to get people in the door and register.
so we'll need to have them come start opening doors at 5.
Well,
Or
our
5:15,
issue is- Yeah, 5:15.
You don't want that, you don't want a large window of, oh, we're waiting for 30 minutes in the sanctuary, let's
Right,
play tag.
exactly. Well, and not all volunteers with their work schedules can be here right at 5. So that's why we don't wanna open the doors too early.
Right.
But yes, we may, the kids will sit with their team in the opening ceremony each night and the closing ceremony, but there may be, a 15-minute gap where a certain group's leader is not here, and so they sit with another team until their leader's here. If that leader can't be here till 5:25, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But ideally, yes. And we, there are gonna be kids that are not here right at 5:30, and they're gonna come in late, but we,
Well, yeah,
ideally,
that
people that,
happens.
being on time does help so that they're not, interrupting as much or missing key things.
Well, I say, yeah, we start at 5:15, allowing kids to come in,
Mhm.
and let's try to really, 5:30, like you said, let's start. And
Right.
then we'll have some kids
Trickle
trickling
in,
in,
yes.
if that's just fine.
Right.
Okay.
And because some of the leaders might not be able to be here at 5:15, we could designate what pew the different colored
Mhm.
groups are, and they could go to that pew even if their leader isn't there yet.
That's true, and the crew leader across from him can just kind of make
Yeah.
sure everyone's making a
Something
Yeah,
like
we'll have-
that.
we'll
safe,
have
calm
those
choice.
Colored,
Yeah.
beforehand.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that.
I'm sure there's other people that have questions, but they're not here, so.
Right.
Okay. Anything
So
else?
I think that's kind of just the basic things that I wanted to make sure everyone was aware of. Oh, I guess this is important. So at checkout, on the child's registration form, it says who is allowed to pick that child up. So when the parent lines up to pick their child up, they will tell Ben or whoever, if he happens to, not be able to come a specific night, what their name is and who the child is. Then we will, have the second helper get that child or those siblings. And we need to make sure that the person who says they're picking up that child is allowed to pick up that child. And if not, we need to call the numbers listed to ensure that we're not having someone pick up a child that does not have permission to pick up that child.
So there'll be a checklist with the child's name and their guardian. right?
It is on all of the information for each child is on the same electronic
Right,
printer,
okay,
yes.
perfect,
Allergy, everything is on one form.
perfect.
Which Ben will have some kind of device that he's
Yes.
working on it with.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. That's
You
it.
good?
Yeah. So
Let's
now, yes,
decorate.
we can decorate. So the only thing that I have been told is that this big display will probably go in the sanctuary as the background. We need to make sure it does not interfere with the acolytes, because we will still have acolytes this Sunday and next Sunday before VBS. So if we wanna wait until after church next Sunday to put it up, Or if we wanna put it up, we just need to make sure we leave the acolytes plenty of space to get through.
Well, yeah, we'll look at it and see what we
Yeah.
can do.
But really, this whole table right in the back, that is all of our decorations. So anything there, feel free to use. Like I said, I'm not, super particular about trying to control decoration. I just think it obviously makes sense to put decorations in the spaces we're using. Like, there's no point to put any decorations upstairs. We're not going upstairs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
And then the
Well, do
donut.
you have specific signs to label the rooms, like crafts room or?
They have not been made, but
dressing
yes, we
room?
will
So,
need that.
okay,
Yeah.
'cause that's something we would know where to put.
Mhm. And so the donut life preservers and the lime green yellow ones, those are the ones that will go with the tic-tac-toe. But other floaties or, inflatable things we can use as decorations and props.
Okay.
But the donut and the yellow.
So before I close off this, if anybody has questions, do they contact you at this point?
Yes, call me before next Sunday. I will at least be at VBS the first night.
Okay, and then going forward, who should they contact just in case?
You.
Okay, then if I'm not available.
I
you-
guess, Mayor, if that's fine with you.
Well, I think we
Mayor.
should have at least
Yeah.
3 people,
Ideally, contact me. Text, phone call, at this point is probably gonna be more efficient than waiting on email
What's your
response
phone
since
number?
we're in the timeline.
what's your phone number? I forgot.
859-358-6520. Then call Nicholas or email Nicholas second, and then Pastor Mary's probably the safe one for third.
All right. Signing off.